Hello, 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 hello. Yeah, hello. All right, we are live on YouTube. How's everybody doing today? It's another gorgeous day at the park. I'm going to wait here for a second. There are some people that are heading towards the path I'm headed towards, and I'm trying to see where they're deciding to go because they're kind of just standing right where I'm going to be walking. I think they're going to stay stationary and play with their dog a little bit. So I am just going to go around them. So just give me a second here, folks. Hey, Lewis Fuller, how are you doing, brother? Welcome. Welcome to the show, bro. I'm just trying to be respectful to some people that are playing right where I'm walking by. Nice little spot to play with your dog. And then down here, the young guy and gal typically always hang out by the steps. Maybe it's their makeout spot. And it looks like they're not here today, so it's all good. Hope you're all having a great day. Like I said, it's a beautiful day out here today in Redwood City, California. Still a little brisk, so I'm bundled up, but I mean, the sun is out. And it's always nice to get out when the sun is out to get that vitamin D, which is so crucial. And so many of us are vitamin D deficient because we don't get enough sun, right? That's why I like to walk every day, if not almost every day, come rain, come shine. But I love it, obviously, much better when the sun is out. But I've even started to supplement my vitamin D intake by taking vitamin D3 supplements. And I'm taking the extra strength version, the 5,000 IU, which is, I believe, 125 milligrams. Now, the 100% recommended daily value, I believe, is 1,000 IU, which is like 25 milligrams. But you can't OD on D3. You know, I've talked to lots of doctors about this and seen lots of videos on it. And some doctors even say that, you know, D3 is not even really like a supplement or a vitamin. It's more like a hormone or something like that. Regardless, it is crucial. So, you know, if, you know, you're somebody that doesn't get a lot of sun, right? You're probably very vitamin D deficient. I'd definitely talk with your doctor about getting on a regimen because it can definitely help get you back on track, boost your energy, and get you healthier. Hey, Queen, how are you doing? Welcome to the show. I take vitamin D once a week. Yeah, so does my lady. How many IUs are you taking once per week, Lewis? My lady is on a regimen by her doctor. She's taking 50,000 IUs of D3 once per week. Now, I take 5,000 a day times 7, that's 35,000. So, I mean, it sounds like a heck of a lot, but it's not really, she's not really taking that much more than I'm taking in a week. But she takes it in a weekly caplet prescribed by her daughter. By her daughter, not her daughter, her doctor. Is that 2,000 IU? Lewis, maybe you meant to say 20,000 IU. I can understand that better. Because 2,000 IUs per week is not going to do shit. I think that was a typo, Lewis. Did you mean 20,000 international units? That's what IU, I believe, stands for, international units. Because, Lewis, I take more D3 in a day than you take in an entire week if you're only taking 2,000 IU or IUs. Anyway, let me see what Queen wrote. I take vitamin D every day also. How much vitamin D do you take, Queen? How many IUs or milligrams do you take? Are you taking 1,000, 5,000, 10,000? I'm curious to know. And did your doctor put you on that regimen, or did you put yourself on that regimen? It's Friday. The end of the week is here. The weekend's about to start, and hopefully you all have some amazing plans for this weekend. I'm probably going to see my lady for a little bit again tomorrow at some point after she gets off of work in the evening. Let me wait, because there's a dude that's talking on this like Bluetooth headset on the phone, and he's heading in my bath. Queen says she takes 2,000 IU per day. Okay, that's not a bad amount. If that's working for you and you feel healthy and all, that's great. Whoops. Yeah, I decided to order the 5,000 extra strength 5,000 IUs D3 from Costco.com because I don't think it's available in the store. I haven't seen it there. And I got that a few weeks ago, and I've been using it every day. I also use what's called vitamin K2 with MK7. And what a lot of the doctors on YouTube and doctors I've spoken with say is that when you take D3, you should take K2 with MK7 along with the D3, because what it does is it channels the D3 into the right parts of your body. So, it actually does what it's supposed to do. And I've noticed my energy pepping up a little bit, not a whole heck of a lot, but I haven't been taking it for too long. And what a lot of people don't realize, and I've read about this and seen videos on it, is that, there are some guys in my path, so I'm going to wait for them to go by. Well, a lot of people don't realize that it takes time for, the D3 to really kick in. And there's somebody over there, too, with her kid. Everywhere I'm going today, I'm just running into everybody. That's okay. You just keep moving forward. Guys like that Channel 5 News, you got a couple of homeboys over there just shooting the shit, all right? Hanging out at the park. I think they were drinking some beer or something anyway. So yeah, it takes some time. It takes a lot of time for the D3 to really kick in, especially if you're D3 deficient. You got to take it for several months before you start seeing some, real good effects. Your body has to build up to it, but keep taking it. So anyway, enough of that. So let's see. Do I have any community news today? Only thing I want to mention is that another bedtime stories with Eli video is coming tonight. I've been putting out bedtime stories for the last 3 days. I've got another episode queued to be released tonight at 11 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. Pacific, and then another one tomorrow at 11 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. Pacific. And after that, I haven't recorded anything yet. I've been meaning to record some other pre-recorded content this week and do some streams from the studio, but I've just had a lot of things come up. I've had a lot of things come up, and I've been trying to help a lot of people not only people that I care about on YouTube, but people in my personal life. I've been trying to help a lot of people, work through many things, and because of that, it's kind of pushed back a little bit of my content. And to anyone out there that I've helped, I don't want you to take this the wrong way. I don't want anyone to think that, you're holding me back from creating my content and greatness. This is part of what I do. Part of what I do is helping people work through things. So I make the content so I can make people aware of what I do and how I can help them. And then when it comes time to help people, that can take, that can take a good amount of energy, especially if it involves what I'm going to be discussing here today, energy vampires, right? I've kind of talked about I can't even talk. Let's try that again. I've kind of talked about vampires. Energy vampires. I've kind of talked about energy vampires in the past, but I don't think I've really ever done a full-blown stream or video on energy vampires. And I wanted to dedicate this stream to this topic today because this is practically the number one thing that will, suck the life out of you regarding every aspect of your life. If you allow energy vampires to suck you into their negative vortex, into their miserable life, it will affect your entire life. It'll affect your job. It'll affect your relationship with your friends. It'll affect your relationship with your spouse or someone you're dating. If you allow other people to project their insecurities or their misery onto you, you only have yourself to blame. Why? Because you're practically inviting that misery into your life if you continue associating or hanging out with those people. And that's what a lot of people don't understand. A lot of people don't even realize who their true friends are and are not, or are and aren't, right? And a lot of people that, have a lot of free time on their hands and don't want to be alone would rather hang out with a crappy friend that's going to project their insecurities onto them all day than be alone. I would rather be alone than be around people that are projecting on my ass all day, every day. It's not worth my time. I mean, let me put this out here again, and we're going to get right to it today. And I see you, Derek. Welcome back. Host, I have had great luck with energy levels with a steady supply of vitamin P, or did you mean D? Oh, you're talking about, listen, dude, I understand what you mean by vitamin P, but I really, dude, come on. No messing around like the old days, dude. Come on, let's keep this professional. I'd say at least 4 to 6 servings per week. Well, good for you, brother. Good for you. I'm happy for you. I'm happy for you. And I'm happy for your light trolling too. That's great. It's all good, bro. Don't worry about it. We're all guys. I get it. Okay. But ask yourself this once again. Regardless of who you are, okay? Why would you want to surround yourself with people, even if you have been friends with them, right? Or they claim to be your friend? Why would you want to surround yourself with those people if all they're doing is projecting their misery and insecurities onto you and trying to tell you that you're doing everything wrong? Maybe the person you're dating is the wrong person and this and that. Like a lot of women tend to do that to other women, right? And even some guys do it to other guys, but this is more so women will go to their friends and talk smack about the person they're dating for stupid reasons, right? And I'm going to share more about that here in a little bit because this is something that my lady, who's probably watching right now, good afternoon or early evening to you, babe. Hope you're enjoying your day. This is something that my lady's personally going through. And I actually sent my lady, we talked earlier because she got off work early today. She was working in a different store than her own because a neighboring store needed some help. So she went to help that store, and after half her shift, they were all caught up. So they asked her if she wanted to take the rest of the day off, and she did. And she called me, and we talked a little bit. Actually, I called her after she texted me. And my lady was. Well, before I get to the story, let's start the show off the right way. Welcome to Navigating the Modern World with Coach Eli, the Walking with Purpose live edition, live from Red Morton Park. This is episode number 216, and there's a lot of sun in my face, so I gotta come over here for a second. And the topic of today's stream is energy vampires will suck the life out of you if you let them. One more time. Energy vampires will suck the life out of you if you let them. I'm pretty sure most of you have heard of the term energy vampire. And I'm sure most of you folks know what happens if you associate with people that are not in the best place mentally and emotionally, or they're going through a lot of crap, and whenever you're hanging around them, they're always trying to kick you down or tell you how wrong you are for doing what you're doing, or the person you're dating is not a good person, blah, blah, blah this, blah, blah, blah that, right? There's nothing ever positive that comes out of those people. And I have to ask those people, because most of us have been in that situation at one point of our lives or another. I have to ask those people, why are you even associating with someone that's making you feel more shitty after you hang out with them than before you hung out with them? And then why do you continue to hang out with those people when you know they're going to keep making you feel shitty? Why? And the answer is this: we've all been in this position before in our lives. I have too. I have a lot of longtime friends that I don't spend a lot of time with that much anymore. It's not that I don't want to spend a lot of time with them, but spending a lot of time with them sucks the life out of me. Why? Because these guys still haven't grown up. They're still acting like little kids. A lot of these guys are acting like little girls, like little female dogs. And I've risen above that. I'm a grown-ass man. I don't want to be around any childish BS, especially if it's coming from people that are supposedly my longtime friends. Right? One of the hardest things to do is let go of longtime friends that are no longer a positive attribute to your life. Damn, those are the guys that have been at the park in the past, and they're cranking their loud, what do you call it? Their loud rock music, right? Loud rock music, right? So let me share with you folks. Something I've kind of talked about in the past, and I'm going to talk about it again because I'm a public figure out here on YouTube, and when you're trying to run a business like I am, you've got to be a public figure. You got to put out your name, your real name, and show your face, because that's the way people that are going to eventually use your service, that's the way they're going to get to know, like, and trust you, right? But you're always going to deal with haters and trolls. You're always going to deal with people that are going to do stupid shit to try to kick you down. A lot of them will make things up and spread false things about you all over the internet, right? Right? Now, as a public figure, I'm aware of that. I've learned that actually the hard way. And I understand it, right? And anyone that I befriend or date, like the woman I'm dating right now, I'm always very upfront and clear about what I do and what people are saying about me on the internet and what is true and what isn't, right? And here's the thing, I'm always truthful because anyone that you're hanging around with, whether they're your friend, your girlfriend, or whatever, they're gonna eventually find the truth or see the truth, right? So I'm always upfront about the truth, right? And then I say, hey, are you still interested? God dang it, man. Well, I'm just gonna ignore you kitties. Because you have nothing better to do. Lots of distractions here today. We'll find a way to make this show happen, right? I got fans that are not old enough to even understand 10% of what I'm talking about. This is not content for children. This is content for adults. I mean, it's not bad content. I mean, young people can learn from it, but kids like that are like 10 or 11 or 12 years old. This doesn't matter to them, right? But they see a selfie stick in the camera and they're so bored out of their mind that they go, oh, YouTube, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, I'm on YouTube. You see me every damn day, and every damn day you ask me the same thing because you're so bored. You're kids, right? Yeah, it's all good. So yeah, I'm going to talk this again because number one, I have nothing to hide. Number two, I'm trying to teach you folks a lesson in case you decide to do something like I do or become a public figure or run an online business and do it through YouTube videos and other social media outlets, right? Other social media platforms, right? So when I was talking with my lady today, she was sharing with me that a lady that she considers one of her closer friends, right, from the town that she lives in, okay, is like still looking into me and seeing all the stupid shit that people put out there about me regarding things I've said and done over the last several years, right? Right? And like, it doesn't bother me because I've come out and fully owned what I've said and done. And I'll come out here and say it again today. There were some things I said to some people I didn't mean because I was manipulated to go on some drama panels where these drama creators intentionally pinned and pitted me against other people that I cared for and turned those people against me. In one case, it was a person that, I'm no longer associated with. I wish him the best. RJ Sandler, I've been talking about him for a little bit lately, the blind YouTuber. In one case, I was on a panel with RJ and this drama creator that intentionally sets people up to attack each other when there was never anything wrong in the first place. Now we've got a truck out here blocking the entire blocking like half the road here. Look at this. I'll show you this when I come over here. This is already a narrow street to come in, but You've got people blocking half the road and the sidewalk. I can't even walk past it anyway. It's just been a challenging stream, but hey, like they say in show business, the show must go on, right? So this creator manipulated RJ to say nasty things about me, and I got triggered. Yes, I admit it. I got triggered because I'm human, and I said something nasty about RJ that I didn't mean, right? And there's still a few of those videos, you know, that these people still put out, or they've been out for a while, that show me saying that, right? And then there are people that I've created group pages on Facebook, or Facebook pages, which I got to go through and report those as spam pages, because I have my ID and I can send it into Facebook, and Facebook will shut those down, right? But there are people that are saying, you know, Eli's a disabled hater and attaching that video and this and that. No, I'm not a disabled hater. And most people that know me and have followed enough of my content know I'm not. And most people that are aware of what public figures go through on YouTube and online know that there are trolls that intentionally do these things, right? But these trolls try to make it appear real, because I had one moment where I snapped because I was still learning the YouTube ropes, where I snapped at a guy that happens to be blind and autistic. And because that blind and autistic guy snapped at me, because the creator that was running that stream, that's what he does. He intentionally, you know, infiltrates people and relationships between people and exploits them on his show and pins and pits people against each other to create content of it. Furthermore, because I'm a coach, they focus on me and say, is that the way a coach should behave? Is that the way a coach talks? Well, no, not really. But is that the way anyone should talk, whether they're a coach or not? What the hell does me being a coach have to do with behavior? Sure, I should be setting more of the example. But just because I'm a coach doesn't mean I am perfect, and it doesn't mean I've made a lot of mistakes. That's why I am a coach, because I've made a lot of mistakes. I've learned from my damn mistakes, and now I'm trying to help people learn from my mistakes so they don't have to go down the road I went down, right? So my woman's friend all the time is looking into me, everything about me. Go right ahead, ma'am. Look into everything about me. I don't care. I don't care who looks into me. Everyone's looked into me. I'm a public figure. I don't care what you think about me. I don't care, you know, what you think about regarding what I've said in the past or not. It's not a big deal. I told my lady, I said, look, babe, why do you care about what she says? She goes, I don't care. I know the real you. I spend time with you. You're a good man. You do nice things for me. Okay. And we didn't get a chance to really get that far into it, because she was driving home from work and I had to prepare for my day and the stream and some other things regarding my business, right? So we're going to talk some more, you know, tonight about this, right? But my question is this, and look, I'm just using my lady for example purposes. You know, it's just, she's just one of many people that go through these kinds of things, right? Okay? My question to my lady is this. I'm not trying to tell you who you should or shouldn't hang out with. I will never tell you that. You can do whatever you want to do whenever you want. I never question you at all, and you know it, and she knows it, right? But why in the hell would you want to continue associating with someone, anyone, whether they're a friend, a longtime friend, a family member, or anyone that continues to project their misery and insecurities onto you and attacks, you know, and looks into your man, right? When it's none of her fucking business. It isn't any of her damn business. Now, anyone can look up anyone, right? But Christ, like, let me ask you this, babe. and I'm just putting this out there for example purposes. What if I were to run a background check on your friend and look into everything that she's done in the past and then publicly expose that on the internet? Do you think she would like that? Now, I'm not the kind of guy that would do that, right? Have I made some mistakes in the past with drama people and done stupid things? Sure. But I learned my lesson. I'm not the kind of guy that would do that. But see, what your friend doesn't understand is that there are repercussions for stupidity, especially when you're a grown-ass adult. There are repercussions, period, right? And with the way the internet is in this modern world, anyone can look up anyone with a simple background check and expose everything online, right? And trust me, they may eventually shut those things down. But I'll tell you, you could upload them to 20 YouTube channels, and by the time they get shut down, the whole world will know about you, right? And plus, it's public information anyway, right? Whatever happened to do unto others as you would want done upon you, right? You see, babe, here's the thing. This is just for example purposes, right? I'm not triggered. I'm just saying this for example purposes. If your friend had something better to do with her life and her time, she wouldn't be looking into me, trying to protect you. The truth of the matter is, I think your friend is jealous of what we've got because we've got something great. We've got something that most people dream and wish they could have, right? And there's a lot of jealousy and insecurity and hate in this world, right? Right? But see, you continue to hang out with her, babe. I'll tell you why. Because sometimes when you have free time and you have nothing else to do, rather than rest and go and play with your dogs and watch a movie or just take a nap, you just would rather hang out with somebody, anyone, to occupy your time, even if there's somebody that is projecting their misery and insecurities onto you, thus putting you in the same state. Again, if you allow people to project their insecurities and their misery onto you, then you're just inviting misery into your life. Food for thought, right? Food for thought. Let's see what the kids don't know any better. Of course they don't. They're young kids. Thank you, Queen, for saying that. Derek says, the friend is most likely jealous she doesn't have a good man like you, host. Well, that's exactly what I'm saying. And here's the thing. I'm not the kind of guy that comes out and says, I'm all that in a bag of chips, right? I'm not that kind of guy. I'm not. And my woman knows that. I'm a humble dude. I'm a humble dude. My woman knows that. My woman says I'm a 10 in her eyes, right? I'm a 10, right? She's like, you're the hottest guy I've ever seen or been with. Maybe not ever seen, but I've ever been with. And I said, baby, I'm like a 7 or a 7.5. And honestly, that's how I feel. But I'm happy with that, right? But I'm not going to question her. That's how she feels, right? She's happy with me. I'm happy with her. And guess what? Her friend is miserable with her personal life and the way she has things going for her, right? Because here's the thing. I don't have time to talk smack about other people. Now, I share stories out here as part of my YouTube thing for my coaching, right? Which a lot of people misperceive as shit talking. This is not shit talk. These are sharing stories. But outside of what I do here on YouTube, I don't have time for crap and drama and garbage. Even if I wanted to talk smack about my girlfriend's, friend or family or whatever, which I don't, right? Even if I wanted to do that, I don't have the time for that. So people that do that shit have nothing better to do most of the time. And that should say something, right? There are a lot of good people in this world. My lady's one of them. Another one that I've been talking about a lot here lately, I'll just mention briefly again, R.J. Sandiford. I think he's a good person, right? But what do these people do? What do these people do? They continue to associate with people that are projecting their misery and insecurities onto them. And you know why? I will tell you why. Here's the reason why. because I used to be the same way. And I still kind of am, but I've learned to handle it better. My lady, myself, and RJ Sandifer, for example, my blind YouTuber friend, even though we're not going to be talking anymore, go watch the last couple streams if you want to find out more about that. Okay? We're all empaths, meaning that we're empathetic people. We're very empathetic, right? And when you're an empathetic person, you care about everyone very deeply. You care about the world. You see people suffering and you just want to save them, no matter what it costs you, right? I've always been that kind of person where I feel like I want to save the whole fucking world, the whole planet. That's the kind of person I am, right? Right? But what happens when you're that good of a person, you have that good of a heart? There are people that are so damn miserable that they will suck the life out of you to try to overcome the negativity they're feeling deep within, right? These people will try to suck the life out of you because you're empathetic, they know you're a good person, and they know deep within you will never, ever, ever leave them as a friend, no matter what they do. And that's part of the reason why they take advantage of empaths like myself, my lady, and even RJ Sandifer. We're empaths. We're empathetic people, right? So what's the best way to handle this? This is how I handle it. This is how I suggest you all handle it. But you ought to make that decision for yourselves. You need to remove these people from your life, because until you remove these people from your life, you're just inviting misery into your life. Just think about that, right? Would you rather spend 3-4 hours alone by yourself, or spend those 3 or 4 hours with the one miserable, pathetic friend that's not really a friend? Right? Would you rather spend that time alone, or with the one pathetic, miserable friend that's not even really your friend, right? Because a real friend would not do that shit to another friend. Yeah, I'm going to go run background checks and look into all of my friends' wives and girlfriends and boyfriends and all that, right? Like, I have the time to do that, right? People that do that shit have no life. They're miserable. They're angry, they're bitter, they're unhappy with the way their life is going. So again, why? Why do people, good people, empathetic people, continue to associate with those people, right? And then it wears you down, it drains you on top of everything else that's draining you, right? Nobody's perfect. Everybody makes mistakes. I've made my fair share of mistakes. I will come out here each and every day and tell everybody publicly how many mistakes I've made. And every now and then, I'll continue to make mistakes. I'm a human fucking being, for Christ's sake. We all make mistakes, right? But the good people that are in a good place mentally and emotionally, right, and come from a good upbringing, learn how to let that shit go and move on, right? Gotta move by here. Give me a second here. There's a woman blocking the sidewalk, talking to some kids and other people through an SUV window. This has been a day where I'm running into everyone. That's just the way it goes. Just the way she goes sometimes, right? You are the only person that can invite misery into your life. You can also shut it out, shut it down. This may sound stupid, but it's the truth. Why do some people continue inviting misery into their life? Why do they do it? They do it because if they're bored and have nothing better to do, it's at least giving them something to do, right? And again, I would rather sit on my couch and jerk off all night. Okay, you heard me say it. I'd rather sit on my couch and jerk off all night by myself than be around miserable people. I'd enjoy it a lot more. Maybe funny. Somebody will probably clip that. I hope you do. Help me get to 10K subs. You can clip that. The coach said what I just said, right? I'm a human being just like you are, right? You know what? I'm going to take a different route to avoid that music over there. That's okay. Why invite misery into your life? Just to give yourself something to do and keep you occupied, keep you from getting bored. And let me tell you, women have more of a problem with this than men because women just can't stand being alone. No disrespect, babe, you're one of them. You know how I feel about you, I'm just being honest, but it's not just you. It's all of them. It's all women. They're all like that because you're emotional beings. You always need constant attention and validation. I'm not trying to say that to be rude. It's the damn truth, right? But even to you ladies nowadays, you don't have to sit there and hang out with people that are going to make you more miserable than you already are just to have something to do. Why can't you just be by yourself and just relax a little bit? Oh my gosh, did they put a path here? They are really doing some work here. Wow, this is the first time I've seen this. This looks like a little hiking trail path, which it's not, it's the park. But there are a lot of redwood trees here. Obviously, it's Redwood City. That's where it gets its name from. And it looks like you're walking through a hiking trail here. I hope I can get through here. I think I can. Like the little engine that could, right? Got people playing soccer. Yeah, I can make it through here. Watch out for that puddle, Eli. Oh man, that's some just loud music in the background. Jesus, man. I mean, people are going to come to the park here to try to, have some peace and quiet and listen to the natural parts of the park. And then these kids are going to come out here and crank up their rock music, right? If the cops were to come out here, they would tell them to turn it down. It's practically disturbing the peace. Now you can have your music on, but you got to keep it at an acceptable volume. Plus, there are neighbors that are right around there, right? It's probably driving them crazy. Anyway, the lack of concern and respect of others by some people. Lack of empathy, right? I'm talking about this because I'm not angry and bitter regarding what I've been through. I'm kind of glad I experienced it, even though it was horrible initially, to learn what I've learned today so I can help other people learn from it and rise above it, right? But I have nothing, I have no shame and nothing to hide from anyone. And if anyone wants to research me and look into me, you know, if any one of my ladies' friends or family or anyone wants to look into me, right? I don't give a shit. Do what you got to do, right? That doesn't bother me. You want to know what does bother me? What bothers me is that you're sticking your nose into something that's none of your fucking business. It isn't, right? And I'm not triggered by it. It's just ridiculous for grown ass mature people. For example, like my lady's friend who's in her 40s, a grown ass mature woman wanting to look into me. You know what I'll probably do, babe? You know what? I'll print everything out on me and I'll just mail it to her, right? Or should I hand deliver it to her place? Or will she call the cops on me for trespassing? I'm really, really sick of one thing in this world. I'm sick and tired of people projecting their misery and insecurities on good people, such as myself and other good people, right? Especially grown-ass adults, right? Start behaving your age. Become a better person. Focus on bettering your own life than worrying about your friends' lives or their boyfriends or girlfriends, right? You retracted the message, Queen. You can't save the whole world. They have to save themselves. Who called the police? Nobody called the police, Queen. I was just saying that those kids are blaring their rock music really loud on the backside of the park. And there are actually homes on the other side. And it's actually considered disturbing the peace. They can have their music on at an acceptable volume, but they're cranking it full blast. You could hear it like half a mile away. I'm just saying they're not being respectful. That's all. They're not taking other people's, feelings and peace and quiet into consideration. And it's Friday, late afternoon, early evening here. People getting off of work, they want to start their weekend and have a peaceful evening, right? Lots of inconsiderate people in this world nowadays, and I don't associate with any of them, right? When I was younger, I used to hang around with miserable people because I was bored too, and I felt like, there was nothing better to do than hang out with them. So I would hang out with them, and then I'd come home more drained, emotionally drained, and physically drained and more miserable than before. So it got to the point of where I just realized, hey, if there isn't somebody respectful and cool and down to earth and easygoing to hang out with that's going to be drama free, I'd rather be by myself. And I found ways to occupy my time. And now, with what I do on YouTube, I could go live on YouTube or create content all day, every day. I could live the rest of my life by myself and I'd be happy. I would rather not. And babe, I know, babe, you know what I'm saying. I'd rather spend that time with you the rest of the time, right? What I'm saying is that I'm not secure within myself to the point of where my happiness stems from within myself. And that's what I'm trying to instill and engrave into every one of your brains. And once you realize that your self-happiness is the most important thing, no one else will ever be able to kick you down again, no matter what they say. And including you, babe. Let your friend talk all the shit she wants to talk about me. And if you want to continue to hang out with her, you can ignore that or ask her not to talk about it. Or you can choose to say, I don't want to deal with somebody that doesn't, respect my man when he's done nothing wrong to me. right? See, if your friend only knew the times where, you got yourself in some trouble because, of your conditions that you've been experiencing, and I saved you 3 times, if your friend actually knew that, she would know how good of a guy I am. But even then, she'd still be jealous because she probably would wish she could have a guy that would be there for her in that way as well. I'm beginning to more so turn up the heat here on my channel. Gonna more so tackle things head on. Because I've gotten to the point of where I don't care what anyone says about me. That's why I keep trying to tell you people, right? Do you, be yourself. Don't hold back because you fear that some morons or losers are gonna talk shit about you. They're gonna do it anyway. Why let it get to you? Why let it get to you? That's a nice bus. That's a nice new bus with like a weird, like alarm sound. I've said this so many times, and I'll keep saying it. The only opinion of yourself that really matters is your own, whether you're a man or a woman. And I know it's harder for women to understand this because they're emotional beings, right? And see, when I talk with my lady later tonight, she's going to tell me, babe, great show, right? Babe, you're right. I agree with you. I understand everything you're saying. I'm going to get rid of the trash in my life so that way I don't have to deal with their misery and be miserable myself because of their misery, right? That they're projecting on me, right? And she'll say that, and I'll believe her. But she's a woman, and I know it's going to continue to affect her because that's just the way it is, right? But even for you ladies, you can also become stronger and rise above the BS of your female counterparts that are trying to kick you down because they wish they could have what you've got. I got somebody coming here. I got to cross the street for a second. Somebody a little ways down, so I'm going to keep it over here for right now. Sometimes, folks, you've got to make choices that you don't want to make to better your sanity, to keep yourself healthy, to keep yourself happy, right? I know how difficult it is to remove people from your life, especially if you've been friends with them for a long time. I've talked about this in the past. I'll say it again because it makes sense to do so right now. My former friend, Brett, that I met through high school, I was friends with him for 16 years. And after, 14, 15 years, and him and I lived together for, I think, a year, a little more, it was a year that we lived together. And I saw how he really was and how disrespectful he was in many ways I'm not going to get into right now. And how, he was dating a woman that basically forced him to choose between his friends and her. And I'm like, dude, nothing wrong with you spending time with your woman. But if your woman is forcing you to choose between you and your friends, then why would you want to be with a woman like that? I would never let anyone, let alone any woman I'm dating, control me like that. Fuck no. Right? So I got tired of that crap, and I had to let him go. We had to part ways. Was it sad? Sure. But let me tell you something. It was a huge load off my back, and I didn't have to deal with that crap. And the funny thing is, that dude still married. He married that woman, and he's still married to her to this day. And she's wearing the pants and controlling him still to this day. And this is a friend of mine that used to be a high school football superstar, jock type of guy that had balls, right? But with this woman, it's almost like she took his manhood from him because he allowed her to do that. And that affected my respect level for him and our friendship. And it just made our friendship really toxic. So as much as I didn't want to throw away a 16-year friendship, I had to do what was going to make me happy and keep me sane. I don't want to be around people like that. And sometimes people will change. Sometimes people can be great to be around for 10 or 20 years, and then they change, and they become super toxic, right? Does that mean you still have to keep them around just because you've been friends with them for 20 years? No. In that situation, I don't feel anyone should get any time for good behavior, like people do in jail, right? Just like I've always said about women in relationships with men, okay? As a man, you can be dating a woman for 10 years, do everything right, everything perfect, right? As best as possible, right? And then the day after your 10-year anniversary, you do something stupid that she perceives is stupid, and it hurts her. She will more than likely leave you, despite the fact that you were on your best behavior for 10 years. With women, you don't get time for good behavior in a relationship. Why? Because like I've always said, women are emotional beings that respond to everything emotionally first based on how they're feeling in the present moment. That's why these women, like my lady's friend, keeps looking into me because every time that my lady probably talks about me with her and is just trying to share her happiness with her friend, because her friend is so miserable, right? Her friend reacts out of jealousy and then is trying to find anything and everything wrong with me, so that way she can tell my lady I'm a piece of shit in hopes that my lady will dump me, so that way her friend can feel like she's accomplished something, and it makes her pathetic, miserable self feel better at the expense of her friend's relationship, right? But you want to know what the great thing is? And I'm sure my lady's watching right now. And I bet she's really feeling this show, because I'm feeling it too, babe. Like my lady's told me, she goes, there's nothing anyone can say or do to change the way I feel about you. I know who you really are. You've told me everything about you. I've seen all this stuff. I don't believe most of it. And that's why I respect her, right? Am I out of fear for losing my relationship? No, I'm not. Am I really triggered? No, I'm not. I'm emphasizing this with passion because it's stupid. This is how stupid some people are. This is how immature and insecure and unstable some grown-ass adults are. And jealous, right? And they're miserable. So why would you want to hang out with those type of people or those types of people? Even if you have nothing better to do, why would you want to hang out with those types of people? I'm telling you all this from personal experience. Like I said, in my younger days, I used to hang around with miserable people because there were periods of time where I felt like I had nothing better to do, right? And they would only make me feel worse and drain my emotional and physical energy by hanging around these people. So eventually, I withdrew when I figured it out. I'm like, how can I be so freaking tired after I've had 8 hours of sleep, and I've had the day off and I've been relaxing? Now I go hang out with these friends to have something to do, and like within an hour of hanging out with them, there's so much drama and BS. I'm emotionally drained and ready to call it a night, ready to fall asleep on their couch. So I stopped hanging out with people like that, because those people will suck the shit out of your energy. They will suck your energy dry. They're energy vampires. This happens online too. It happens offline and it happens online. Online, through these drama groups. Even the ones that are staged, like WWE wrestling style, fake instigated drama. These people, they instigate fake drama for content, right? And they try to get you emotionally invested, making it appear real. And then you feel the need to defend yourself, so you start going back and forth, right? What starts to happen when you do that? Whether you're a man or a woman, you are exhausting your energy. You are getting overly emotional to the point of where you're having the life sucked out of you by people that aren't even, really coming at you. They're just trying to intentionally create this so they can make you a lol cow and make content at your expense, right? What's the best thing you can do is just withdraw, ignore. Turn it off. Turn off your damn YouTube for a night if you have to, right? Or just block those channels. Block out all negativity, whether it's online or offline. I'll tell you, you're going to feel so much better. Sure, you might be a little bored for a little while, but find something else to do. Drama and how do I say this the right way? Drama people and people that project their insecurities and unhappiness onto you is not a good way to occupy your time when you're lonely. It's not. But why don't people understand that? Well, first of all, hardly anyone talks about it in the way I do. I speak about it very clearly, and I hope that by saying it over and over and over again a million times within this stream here and on the replay, I hope you folks get the point and start turning things around. Get your questions, comments, and concerns in the chat. We are at 1 hour and 2 minutes. I'll be going off the air in about 15 to 20 minutes max. I got to figure out my path on the way back to try to avoid people and that music. I'll give you folks another example, okay? I've done a couple of streams yesterday where I closed the door on some drama people that were trying to suck the life out of me, right? Because I wanted to work with one of them, and another one was pulling the person I wanted to work with back into the drama vortex, so I just let it go. I talked about it a little bit. I wanted to share with my audience what was going on. But you want to know something? I have no clue whether they've responded or not through a community post or videos or multiple videos through multiple people. Why? Because I didn't care to look, and I'm still not going to look, and I don't care because I don't care, right? I'm not secure within myself. I went out with my lady last night, and we had a nice dinner, and I tuned this shit out, right? And you folks should learn to do the same thing too when you're surrounded by miserable people. Yeah, screw them. I get it, Queen. They don't care who they hurt. Which building is it, Queen? Were you talking about when I was on the side I'm about to get to again? This is, I'm heading back to the last half lap. There are lots of buildings here at the park. There are homes adjacent to the park all around it. And so, you can play music at the park, but you got to keep it at an acceptable volume. And fortunately for those dudes, right now, there aren't any Redwood City police officers at the park right now. If they were, the cops would go over there and tell them to lower it. Or the cops could give them a ticket for disturbing the peace. I know it's a stupid, cringy ticket, right? And I know people are going to say, oh, that's a square ticket, Eli. You're being real square. Call me square. I don't give a damn. I love peace and quiet. I don't like shit disturbers. That's how I feel about it. If you like shit disturbers, you're probably a shit disturber too, like attracts like, right? Beautiful palm trees, huh? Yes, like I've always said, we do have palm trees in Redwood City. It's not just Florida. It's a beautiful state here. Again, folks, get your questions, comments, or concerns in the chat. We'll be going off the air probably in about 15 minutes. We're at an hour and 6 minutes right now. Please smash the thumbs up, like, share, subscribe, bang the bell, select all notifications. Let's take this to the next level here. Let's help as many people as possible rise above the drama, the negativity, the hate, the projections, right? Right? The misery, right? Again, I have to ask you folks, would you rather be in a miserable state or in a happy state, right? Now, yeah, it sounds like a stupid question, and it kind of is, but I have to ask it because some people are so stupid to not get it because they continue to live in misery. I forgot, the music is over there, so I'm going to have to go around the other way. I'm going to go back the other way, that's all right. I'll backtrack a little bit, get a little more exercise in, right? Stay healthy and fit at my old ass age at 48, right? My lady's saying, "Oh, you're not old, baby. You look good," right? Yeah, baby, thank you. Baby, I hope I'm entertaining you today and everyone else too, right? So I hope you all have a great weekend planned. I don't really have a lot planned this weekend. I'm going to be creating content. With the exception of probably tomorrow night when I hang out with my lady for a little bit. We'll probably do another dinner. And then the rest of the weekend, I'll just be doing content. I'm hoping to give you folks at least one in-studio stream this weekend. Maybe a late night show tonight if I had the energy. Or one tomorrow or Sunday. I'll figure it out. There's lots of content that I've got. Those are two kids on the street riding their motorized scooters, going like 40 miles an hour down the 25 zone. Back on this beautiful trail again here. This is really, really cool. It's really cool. I wonder if they're going to redo all the lights here and the fence. That's old school fence. They're probably going to redo everything, make it all modern. But yeah, the park is under construction everywhere. And I'll tell you, like I've been saying, since I've been doing these live streams here, for the last almost 3 years now. This is episode 216, right? You folks have been seeing this park under construction in real time. You also saw it before the construction started, before the new playground on the side we're about to hit over here right now was built. It's like a big history. There's a lot of history out here in Redwood City, and there's a lot of history here in the San Francisco Bay Area. And even though a lot of people scrutinize the Bay Area, because, we're the high-tech capital of the world and everything's expensive here and we all live a good lifestyle for the most part, there's a lot of great history here. And it is a wonderful place to live. Oh man, that's some loud music. Boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. I can still hear that music way down the block. It's so loud and distorted. I don't even know if YouTube's content ID system could pick it up, but for mobile live streams, like I've said before, they have incidental coverage to the point of where, they typically will not give you a content ID claim if you're like on a mobile stream and they can tell that that music is just in the background where you're at, and it's not intentionally being played in the background, so they don't penalize you for that. It hasn't hit me yet, so that's good. And if it does, YouTube gives you tools now that automatically detect it, and you can easily edit that portion and remove the content ID claim and have a fully monetized video with no arguments, no nothing, right? Another great thing that YouTube's done. There's the playground. And I will say earlier today, in spite of this topic and, talking with my lady and hearing about, what her friend was still bugging her about, looking into me and all that, right? It didn't bug me or upset me, but, I was thinking about it. It was kind of occupying my mind a little bit, right? And it wasn't just because of her friend doing that. A lot of people are like that. A lot of people just are so unhappy and miserable within their own lives that they don't feel you have the right to be happy or have happiness in yours, right? And all I'm trying to help people understand, even the good people out there that are in a good place that are happy, you don't have to let these miserable, miserable people project their insecurities and their misery onto you. You ignore them, right? You ignore them and let them figure out on their own why no one wants to hang around them or be around them, right? Because here's the thing. Good people like myself that like our peace and quiet and like to live a drama-free life do not want to be around people that are miserable and unhappy and insecure and that are projecting their misery and unhappiness onto good people like myself and yourself, right? Right? If you're somebody that wants to live a happy and healthy life and you want to associate yourself with happy and healthy people, you need to show up in a happy and healthy way as well. Just think about it, right? I love how these kids like to cut right across where my camera's at. And I notice them coming because I'm very observant, right? And I just keep them off the camera. Queen, should I go through the vortex again? Yeah, I'm going to do it. Queen loves it when I do that. I'll do this for my lady, too. It's not dark enough yet, but oh well. We're going to end up going back. I'm just waiting for those kids to walk through the vortex. We all love the vortex host. Well, thank you, brother. You will get some more of that pee tonight, okay? Go smash some more pee, right? I think my lady would be happy for you, too. And I think she would be happy if I could go over to her place tonight with energy and smash her pee, too, right? It's not dark enough yet. All right, folks, get your questions, comments, and concerns in the chat. Be going off the air in probably about 10 minutes or less. We are at an hour and 14 minutes. It's been an interesting Friday afternoon, early evening here at the park today. I've just been running into a ton of people. I've been hitting a lot of obstacles, but I've been working around them. And you see, part of why I do these shows too also is to show you folks that you're going to encounter lots of obstacles along the way, including like on this Walking with Purpose stream I do almost every day, right? And all you have to do is respectfully and maturely, walk around the roadblocks, right? And don't let them get to you. As sometimes I'll make a little snarky remark. You got to entertain the audience too every now and then, but it doesn't bother me. It is what it is. The show goes on, right? The show goes on. Folks, I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to talk about this with my lady tonight because we talk about a lot of the topics that I discuss. I'm going to throw this out there. I'm thinking about maybe starting the Rise Above Hate, Drama, and Negativity campaign, like the Rise Above It campaign or something like that. And then what I will do is probably put a poll on my website. I haven't done one of those in years, but I've got a template for it where I will ask people to pledge. Not money, they can donate if they want, but for free you can pledge to rise above all hate, drama, negativity. Right? Let's see how many people we can get on this thing, right? Host, do you feel your lady's friend is coachable, or is she a total lost cause and needs removed for sanity's sake? Well, listen, dude, I'm going to have the balls to answer that because I think my lady knows what the answer is too. And here's the thing, dude. When you're as secure as I am within myself, right? To the point of, even if my lady were to dump me for saying this, I'd go on, right? Now, I would rather she not dump me, baby. I don't think she's going to do it, right? But I'm secure within myself to be myself always. Even if I say something that she may not like, right? But what do I think about her friend? Well, I'm not trying to be rude. I'm not trying to even kick her down. I think, honestly, her friend is very unhappy and miserable within herself. She doesn't love herself. She probably doesn't like what she sees in the mirror. I think her friend has been dating some guy for the last 10 years or so, and there's not really much happening in that relationship. I think she's the breadwinner in that relationship, which, listen, I'm not trying to take anything away from ladies, like I always have said, but at the same time, even in the modern world nowadays, women do not respect a man that makes less money than them, or is not as strong as them, or is weaker than them, right? That's just the truth of the matter. So I honestly think that I wouldn't go as far and say her friend is a bad person. Here's the thing. I don't think most people that are miserable and unhappy within themselves are bad people. They come off and appear that way because they project their insecurities on the good people. Just try to make themselves feel better. So it makes them look horrible. When the truth of the matter is they're just trying to find themselves, right? And for some people, it takes them longer to find themselves than others. So do I necessarily think that my lady's friend is a bad person? No. Do I think she has emotional issues? Yeah. That stem back to her childhood? Sure. My lady has the same issues, but she's worked through them, right? Why? Because, yes, I will tell you this. I've never tried to coach any woman I'm with. And even though this woman I'm with now, she goes, I want you to coach me. I'm like, babe, I don't coach women I date, but I will be your rock. In other words, I'm helping her in the same ways, but I don't want her to see me as a coach. I want her to see me as her man, as her rock. That's how a good man's supposed to be, right? But my lady is open to the help. And that's the difference between her friend, and many other people that are going to continue being miserable and unhappy because they're not open to it. They're not coachable, right? And this is not about me saying I'm right and you're wrong. This is about me trying to help you rise above the BS so you can love who you are and focus more time on happy shit than shit that makes you unhappy and miserable. It's the truth, right? And here's the thing. Women will respect a man that is extremely honest, even if he says something about her or her family or friends that she's not going to like. She may not like what you say, but she will respect you as a man for having the balls to do it. Women don't respect men that fear getting dumped for being themselves and being honest and truthful. That's the truth of the matter. I'm in fuego tonight. You know what in fuego is? Fire, baby. Wow, that dog is fast. Wow. Ladies want their man to be the rock, the mountain, and the sledgehammer. With Peter Gabriel was the man. That's great, dude. I've talked about Peter Gabriel before. That's wonderful. Yeah, I know that. I want to be your sledgehammer. Yeah. Yeah, of course they do. Of course they do. And again, another thing, what I think is making her friend miserable is that she's with a weak-ass man. That's the truth of the matter. Let me tell you something, Derek, and anyone else here, okay? Let me tell you, my lady's very strong. She's a tough chick. She's beautiful, she's sexy, but she's a very strong-willed woman. That's the way she was raised by her mother in this modern day environment, right? Right? A weak man, hey Queen, thanks for still being here. A weak man, she would derail. My woman's derailed pretty much every other man she's been with. Now, their relationships haven't worked out, and most of them were abusive. But that's because she was with weak men, right? She was stronger than them, right? Right? So if I wasn't strong enough to be with this woman, she wouldn't be with me. It wouldn't work out. Plus, the reason why my woman's able to work through some issues that have stemmed back to her childhood. We've talked about this before. I did a whole stream on this with her blessing, over a month ago. It's on my channel. It's a very, very special story. Okay? The fact that I'm strong enough and I stand up to her, right? And I'm not afraid to tell her how I feel about what's going on or how she's behaving or why she's behaving the way she's doing it, okay? And I don't fear her leaving me. It turns her on more and gets her to respect me more, and more so starts to get rid of the misery she once had in her life, right? Part of the problem nowadays is a lot of these women, they settle for weak-ass, pathetic beta males because they can't get good guys like me. And why is that? Because of how miserable they are, right? Because of how they show up themselves, right? Or some of them are just, very picky and closed off, right? And the good guys don't want anything to do with them, right? So they settle for pathetic, weak beta males, right? And why do they settle for them? Because these guys maybe pay half the rent or they share in the expenses, right? It helps out the woman financially, right? So they put up with someone they're not happy with because it basically makes their livelihood financially easier, right? Well, that may be the case. That comes at the price of constant misery and unhappiness. See, women want to have things both ways. That's a big part of the problem there. And some men do too, but this is more so a female issue. You can't have it both ways. You can't have the beta male provider that you don't respect, pay half the bills, and have the super stud at the same time. That's going to be the beta male provider. They both don't mix, right? They want the hot guy that's going to be the provider, right? But most guys nowadays, are not, trying to be the provider because women have risen up and they're independent. So a lot of these women have to settle for beta males that are still willing to be the provider, right? While they provide with money, they don't do it in any other way for the woman. So it makes her unhappy and miserable. So that's why my lady's friend sees her and I together. Okay? I'm not trying to say I'm all that. I'm not trying to criticize her or her man and the way they look. But honestly, my lady looks good, and I feel I look good for my age. And maybe she's jealous because of that, right? But it's her choice who she's with, right? She could turn that around. She could leave that guy today and find someone else, right? But who the hell's going to be with a woman that's angry and bitter and unhappy? And she does make decent money, right? But even then, who cares how much money a woman makes? Right? Money's the last thing I look for when getting with a woman. It's her heart and soul and her attitude. That's what matters the most. All right, folks. We are at 1 hour and 26 minutes. Wow, almost an hour and a half. I feel fantastic. Feel a lot better than I did earlier. I got this all out. I wanted to share this with you folks. I like to share with you folks things that I experience in my real life in real time and how I feel in real time. I think it's important. Derek says, you hosts are 100% right. You hosts are 100% right about just keeping fit and being in good shape. You set yourself apart from 90% of other people. Majority now are overweight or obese. I'll wrap up by saying this. Absolutely. Being in reasonably decent shape will affect your entire life. Health-wise, dating-wise, attitude-wise, right? Okay? If you're not happy with the way you look in the mirror and what you see in the mirror, you're not going to come off happy to people that, are around you, right? If you're fat and overweight and you're unattractive, but you still want to meet a cute woman, if you're a fat, unattractive guy and you approach a cute woman, you're not going to have the confidence that you would have had if you were in good shape and you look good, right? Because more than likely that woman's not going to be attracted to you, right? Right? So as a big guy, you'd approach her and you'd be, hey, no confidence, right? But like me, I take care of myself, right? Like when I approached my woman, it was just straightforward. We met online, we met in person. I was confident, right? I was a good dude. And shit just happened, right? Because I love what I see in the mirror. I love who I am, and I take care of myself, right? And again, it's not just for the physical attraction part. When you're healthy and fit, you feel better. You have less aches and pains, right? You have more energy to do things, right? All those things are attractive, right? When you're healthy and fit, you're going to live longer. You're going to have less internal issues, right? With blockages and shit like that, right? If you notice, the majority of people that project their insecurities, right? Right? That project their misery and unhappiness are either out of shape or feel they're unattractive to the world in some way, shape, or form. They feel that they're lacking something that they wish they weren't lacking. And whether they are lacking something or not, okay, number one, they can do something about it. Or even if they choose to accept it, at least truly accept what you're lacking and just be happy with who you are. I think a lot of people nowadays have a problem accepting who they are, despite what they look like or the shape they're in. But again, you're right, Derek. Who would rather be out of shape and unattractive than be in shape and attractive, right? It does make a big difference in your life. And I know, dude. I know who you are, and you don't have to. We're not going to say anything. It's fine. I know you went through a transformation that changed your life, and I'm proud of you for that. That's great. And you see how it's changed your life, right? And how many more women it opens the door to, right? Right? And that's what you want. Even if you're looking for just one woman, like I've always looked for just one woman, and now I have one. When more and more women want you, your value goes up to all women. Then women want you more, right? Now, my lady doesn't want to hear about other women wanting me. But if no other woman didn't want me or found me attractive, she wouldn't find me attractive. She says, oh, I still would. Baby, that's BS. Women are attracted to a man that has value beyond just what she thinks of him. Eli, do I know who it is? Yeah, Queen, you know who it is. It's not a bad person. It's one of the good people from the past. They're kind of involved with the other side too, but not really. They're more of a positive, real life drama troll. That they're a real person. I've talked with this person by phone many times. It's been a while, but I've talked with him many times, going back to the days where my ex Dana broke it off with me over it's been almost 4 years. How fast time flies. All right, folks. Please, think twice before you project your misery and unhappiness onto someone in the future, folks. Treat others the way you'd want to be treated. Don't do stupid things that you wouldn't want done to you in return, right? The people that continue to do stupid shit end up paying the price in the end, one way or another, right? Real quick, like I said at the beginning of the show, I don't care that my lady's friend looks into me, every different way till Sunday, right? I don't care about that, right? And I would never do anything to retaliate. I'm not that kind of person. I just wouldn't do that. In the past, I had a retaliatory type of outlook at times. I'm not going to lie about that. It happened out here on YouTube, but that's not how I feel now, and I'll never feel like that again. I've risen above that, right? But all I have to say is that if she continues doing that stupid shit, who's to say that I don't look into her, right? Right? I'm not going to. I'm not that kind of guy. But she doesn't realize what she's doing could more so come back to bite her in the ass than she thinks, right? Because if you're going to do stupid shit, two can play at that game. Even though I would never go there and wouldn't waste my time, it is an option, right? But again, my choice is to rise above it. My choice is to let people show their true cards and colors and let them burn themselves, right? If this friend continues to do this stupid shit, I'm sure my lady will have enough at some point. But I'm not the one that's going to tell my lady what to do and not do. She's going to have to figure that out on her own. And with that being said, that's where I'm going to wrap up this show here at 1 hour and 34 minutes. Good thing I have an external battery plugged into this thing because, I don't know, probably be down to 40% iPhone battery. It's a 12 Pro Max. The battery lasts for a while, but I like to keep it plugged in because it keeps the battery health lasting longer, and I'll probably never have to replace the internal battery because I always keep it plugged in when I can, even on these streams with an external battery pack. So, all right, folks. Again, I don't know. I might come back for a late night stream tonight if I have the energy after I talk with my lady and have some dinner. If not, I'll be back for probably a walk earlier tomorrow before I go hang out with my lady at night for a little bit. And uh, and yeah, at some point I'll probably do an in-studio stream this weekend, and probably some more pre-recorded videos coming soon. Again, tonight at 11 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. Pacific, another bedtime story with Eli, and another one's coming tomorrow after that. I have no pre-recorded videos queued up. Just keep it locked here, and you'll see what's coming up next. Have a great night, everyone. Take it easy, and as always, please be good to each other. Good night.